Hey guys, MikeTheVike here, back for yet another video. This time around, we're going to do a Q&A video as well as probably just a little bit of an update video. I think the first thing I'm going to get out of the way is the Q&A portion of this video because I have said I'm going to do a Q&A video for, I think, at least 6 months. I remember saying I would do one in September and I would like ask me some questions, and then yeah, it's August now and I still haven't made one. So I thought it was about time. So I'm going to grab a couple questions from my Facebook and Twitter. Now, a whopping, I believe, less than 10% of you are actually following me on Facebook or Twitter. So if you'd love to increase this ratio of subs to followers, that would be fantastic. Okay, first question. What games am I looking forward to this year? I think this is going to be a common answer for a question like this, but Fallout 4 honestly looks amazing. I played Fallout 3 in New Vegas like crazy back in the day. I don't think I made videos on 3, but I made videos on New Vegas. This was a long time ago, but I still loved the heck out of those games. But I think it's safe to say that a lot of people are hyped for Fallout 4. I personally can't wait for it. I think I'll probably make videos on it. Probably I wouldn't be surprised if I do a little bit more of a Let's Play style, but I have ideas for the game. Let's just leave it at that. Really hyped for that. Survive the Nights, I guess, is something I'm sort of interested in. I don't have any hype for it, per se, but I think it'll be interesting when it finally comes out, whenever it does. It's just one of those games that I check out every so often. Some people were sort of unhappy with that the stress tests weren't really working when they said they would be, and I'm so used to things not launching when they're supposed to, it just doesn't even faze me. There are probably a lot of other games that are coming out, but those are the only two that come to mind. I'm probably missing some, but that's all I gotta say about that one. Let's move on. What's my favorite game of all time? Ooh, Medal of Honor Allied Assault is a classic for me because it was the first, or one of the first, computer games that I played. That's just a classic. I played that game way too much. Yeah, that's a great one. But I don't know, it's hard to say. DayZ mod was a really big deal for me. I played that, in terms of total hours, I have way more hours in DayZ mod than I do in Rust, believe it or not. Next question, how did I get into gaming? Honestly, I had a passion for guns as a child. Like, I would say, I think it's safe to say that I was born into somewhat of a gun family. Like, guns were around me and it wasn't a big deal, and I was shooting pellet guns and 22s at a very young age. We're talking single digits. Let's just say where I live, you know, it's not exactly the easiest thing to shoot guns, and even in your backyard you can only shoot like pellet guns and 22s if you're feeling risky. So video games were honestly the closest thing I could get to that, and I was also, like, of course, a military fanatic, like most kids, you know, wearing the camouflage and all that jazz. So yeah, games were just the closest thing I could get to experiencing what I had in my imagination, I guess. This probably explains why I'm not really interested in games like Reign of Kings and those medieval games. Skyrim didn't interest me that much, even though the Fallout games absolutely blow my mind. Because I don't know, I don't care too much about swords. It's kind of boring. I like guns, explosions, things like that. How old am I? Currently, I'm 17, and that might seem a little bit young, but basically, I don't know how to say it, but I was born like late in the year. So basically everyone else in the grade is 18 already, or not in the grade. I've graduated high school now. I'm going to university in September. So I guess sort of the age doesn't really connect with my education level, but whatever, 17, there you go. How long does it take to edit a video based on your skill? It depends on the video. If the Rust episodes certainly are probably the longest and most time consuming, the ones where I'm not commentating the videos. That's why you don't see as many of them, especially because I have such a lack of time these days because of work. They take time mostly because I have to just scan through the video and look for interesting and like highlights, basically. It's like editing through a stream, if you understand what that means. But if you're wondering, like, the intros that I do nowadays, those may seem like they're really hard to do, but I've been editing for so long that those are probably my favorite thing to edit, are those intros where the music syncs with the video. And believe it or not, I finished those in maybe 20 to 30 minutes. The hardest part is just finding a good song, honestly. Let me know, by the way, what do you think of those intros, the ones where the music and the subtitles and the fonts. Do you prefer that, or do you prefer the more typical thing where I just have a basic intro with MikeTheVike on it and then it gets to my commentary? Because I've always wondered that if the extra time and effort that goes into those intros, is that necessary for you guys? Let me know. What video editing software do I use? I use Premiere Pro CS6 currently, although I'll probably switch to Premiere Pro CC soon enough. I use it at work and I've kind of learned it now, even though it's a little bit different. Both Adobe products, I would highly recommend them. I personally like them more than Sony Vegas. I used Sony Vegas before Premiere for at least 3 years, and I switched. So if you're one of those people that is stuck on Sony Vegas, you definitely can switch if you're dedicated enough. Now I'm going to answer sort of a compilation of questions, but they're all regarding basically why don't I play Rust Legacy for good old time's sake. And although it's true Rust Legacy, like in the December of when that first came out, like a year ago or whatever, over a year ago, those were definitely the best days for Rust in my opinion, even to this day. Honestly, Legacy is just kind of bad now. There's hackers and then the lag, and there aren't even many good servers. I believe there's just like Russian ones, so I'd have terrible ping. But also on top of that, the game just doesn't interest me, the Legacy. I've played it enough and I've moved on. What age did I start gaming? Way too young, that's all I gotta say. I started doing all the gaming and stuff probably a lot earlier than a lot of other people, and that's not to make it sound like I'm better or anything. I just did it for some reason, and this resulted in actually positive things, like I run a YouTube channel and I've been running one for so long even though I'm pretty young, and I have a lot of experience in this area, again, even though I'm so young, so it definitely has helped out, and a lot of people have been telling me that it's great what I'm doing and it's helping me out and all this jazz, and you know, I'm happy to hear it, and hopefully I'll keep going. What made me so interested in Rust? This is pretty easy, honestly. I played DayZ a lot at the time, and then Rust came out. I saw Side Syndicate's video on it, and it looked awesome, and I really wanted to play it. So back in that day, you had to go through, like, I forget what it was called. It was like some sort of auction in order to actually play the game, and it was in a web browser, and it was a totally different game. But yeah, I was interested because the combat seemed to be a lot better than DayZ, and it was a lot less slow of a game, and it was cool. The base building interested me, and at the time it was a very new idea, the base building. DayZ didn't really have anything as simple as Rust, and it was just a simple, good survival game at the time. Now I would say it's kind of gone down, honestly, even today. Like, yes, there's more features overall, but I think they could certainly clean it up and make it a more faster pace and less complicated game. Like, look at Hurt World. The reason I love Hurt World so much is just because it's so simple, and it keeps all the interesting things. I wouldn't be surprised if Hurt World replaces Rust over time once it becomes more public, because between the two, I think I'd just play Hurt World over Rust, honestly. That's how much I like it. How many hours a week do I spend gaming? Because of work, I currently have 18.7 hours in the past 2 weeks, so that's whatever, 9 hours a week. That's pretty bad, honestly, in my eyes, honestly, I'm happy. That means I'm gaming less. I see that as a good thing. But for YouTube life and like gaming life, it's probably not good. I should be playing a lot more if I want to make more videos. Why don't I post more videos? The recent response to this would simply be, I have a job now. It's an intern position. It's 8 to 4 every day, or every weekday, and it uses up my time and it uses up my energy, so I'm basically drained by the time I get back home. Then I take like an hour break, then I go to the gym every day, and basically it's 7 p.m. and that's when I can start making videos, but that never happens because I'm tired and I just want to sit and slob out, you know? Weekends are basically my main opportunity to make videos, and yeah, it's gonna be like that probably till the end of the summer, so rest in peace my plans for 100,000 subscribers by the end of the summer. Honestly, if I didn't have the job, I could probably do it, but this just takes up too much of my time, unfortunately. Did I go to a public school? If I did I get bullied? I went to a private school, but the only time that I got bullied was in elementary school, actually, by these twins, and basically, it had been going on since, I believe, like, grade 2, and grade 7 rolled around, and one day, on the playground, things went down, and someone ended up getting strangled, and, you know, that they stopped bullying me. It was good. So yeah, like, after that, principals got involved, and they wanted to, like, expel me and stuff, but, after I explained myself and Mammy came in, they all understood what was going on, and they actually were like, they felt bad for me, and they understood completely. Like, there's tons of those videos where, like, the kid gets bullied, and then they, like, beats up the bully. So they basically understood my perspective, which was quite beautiful. How did I start YouTube? I originally made animations, stick figure animations, with a program called Pivot. This was in elementary school. I believe I started in grade 6. Or I started doing the animations grade 6, then I started putting them on YouTube grade 7. I really wish I hadn't deleted those videos, but I did. But I still have the actual files on my external hard drive, so technically, one day, maybe I'll show you some of the animations. They are truly amazing. After that, I did Call of Duty commentaries like any young teenager. And it just all changed, and whatever games I played at the time, that's what I uploaded, and I've been increasingly uploading more and more. Then it became like, you know, I could make the dollar off of this, and that was a cool idea for me. I've been doing YouTube for a long time, and that's basically all that matters. I've just been keeping on doing it. It's been a lovely hobby. It's still a hobby, obviously. I make nowhere near enough money for it to be like anything supportive. It's just fun. It's just another incentive to keep going. That's the end of the Q&A. This took a long time. Maybe this will just be a Q&A, and maybe I'll do the update video later. But please let me know if you like this Q&A. I will certainly do more if this interests you, because it's fun answering questions, and maybe you can get a little bit more personal. I don't know. But if you want to ask questions, or if you want to be featured in the next Q&A video, just follow me on Facebook and Twitter. I'll be like, yo, it's question and answer day, and then you type, and then I answer if it's a decent question. Anyways, that's going to be the end of this Q&A. If you enjoyed, let me know by leaving a rating or commenting on the video. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next video.